Mark Kelly's a champion.
Oh, Jim Burchell, you are too, my man.
You were just waiting for me to say that, weren't you?
It's such a great way to start the show, isn't it?
I managed to drop the mic literally just as we went on air, so sorry everyone for that big clunk. Not as big as clunk as Steve Smith's experience in the past 24 hours, though.
Yeah, you could almost say Steve Smith isn't a champion.
He's not a champion anymore. Obviously, this has been the news that's dominated the cricketing world in the past few days. We don't want to harp on too much about the morality of things. As we discussed the other day when Dennis from Dennis Does Cricket was on the show, personally I didn't think it was too big a deal. I'm getting back up actually from a few people looking through Twitter. Tino Best thinks it's an overreaction, which from a guy who is known for his overreactions, it's sort of a big call. But Jonathan Trott has put a tweet up saying, "Goodbye, David. Clap, clap."
I don't think they get Christmas cards. They don't send Christmas cards.
They don't like each other by the sounds of things. That's pretty brutal, though, by old Trott, to be perfectly honest. But it's all right. You know, it's blowing up in the media. The Prime Minister's had a dig. Everyone in Australia is about to slit their wrists. But for us, it's great fodder.
The worst one was Warney getting involved.
Yep.
What was he doing?
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Come on, mate.
He's asking for cool heads, Warney.
Get another fat pill or something, eh?
That's right. But again, I'm kind of on the side of, it happened. But a lot of guys do this, man, to be honest. As I said, I've seen it a lot in club cricket. Not seen it, but I know it happens.
Yeah, but club cricket to international cricket, it's a bit different.
No, yeah, it is. But I think every international team at some point would give a little bit more purchase to things.
My theory on why this is blowing up so bad for Australia is they were too honest about it.
Yeah.
They literally just open booked it.
When in doubt, say nout, as they say.
Deny.
I wouldn't have said shit, personally.
And that, I think Steve Smith...
Because Nigel Long came over to Cameron Bancroft and then he said, words to the effect of what's in your pocket. You could see that.
He showed his glasses.
And he went, he goes, okay, mate, no worries.
Yeah.
And that could have been just the end of it. Bancroft. Maybe he's a terrible liar. Maybe he's one of these people that can't lie. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, I reckon it's Stevie Smith. Because remember in that press conference, Steve Smith was like, do you want to explain? Mm-hmm. And straight away he's like, I got found guilty of what do they call it?
Can you imagine in the Chapel era, though, one of them going up to Greg or Ian or Trevor or something, an umpire, and saying, have you been rubbing the ball, have you been scuffing it up? And they'll be like, nah, mate, you don't know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah. And that would be the end of things, wouldn't it? Nah, no idea, mate. And Rod Marsh had stuffed the tape down his jocks or something, but quicker than old dipshit did. He managed to get himself caught. Still, they had a lot less cameras in the older days.
Oh, absolutely. That's what it comes. And do you hear there was actually a tip from someone in the South African camp, and there was just a cameraman following Bancroft for 90 minutes.
That doesn't surprise me in South Africa.
Which is good. Yeah. Well, that's probably how they got Faf du Plessis all those.
Yeah, well, it was payback time. Wasn't it?
Yeah, fair enough.
But no, I mean, this has been going on since they've worked out reverse swing. So, I mean, going back to the early 90s and stuff when Pakistan used to destroy all comers, Wasim and Waqar and whatever. I mean, I remember the Black Caps, or the Young Guns as they were known in those days, just getting destroyed. It was an embarrassment. We'd send out these guys like Rod Latham and, and these guys didn't know what they were doing. David White, I think the current CEO, played against Pakistan about 91 as well, and he was hopeless. They just had no idea, but it wasn't really their fault. You had some New Zealand provincial batsman up against Wasim and Waqar with a ball that, had been bottle topped, to put it bluntly.
Was it the same tour where in one of the test matches half the team got sick and Brian Waddle and Jeremy Coney?
No, I think that was India. I think that was in formerly Madras, which is, I think, Chennai now, correct me if I'm wrong. Indian listeners, and they all got the shits, and Waddle had to come on the field, and I think the TV camera guy or the director, like Don Cameron or someone like that, he had to field as well. It was a fucking shambles.
That's so good. Imagine that, eh?
Imagine that now, though. I mean, good times. Now they're all got these sports drinks and electrolytes and all this sort of things, so no one's going to shit their pants.
But isn't that what Australia have done now? Was who they brought in? They brought in some in South Africa. They brought in 3 new players. Is that what they pretty much done?
Yep.
The Big Show coming back in test matches.
Big Show's back. We all like that. And Renshaw, who probably shouldn't have even been dropped for Bancroft.
Well, he just led in the whatever they call it, Charity Shield, or What's their Plunket Shield called?
Do you mean the Sheffield
The
Shield?
Sheffield Shield, yeah.
The charity shield.
What's that? Is that UK Rugby League or something? Or?
I think so. It's like when Castle plays Warrington
Yeah.
or something at the start of the year.
But Renshaw, going back to that, he led all run scorers. In that.
Yeah, well, no, I was surprised when they actually got dropped for Bancroft originally. I mean, he missed out a few times, and he was at a nick. But for just before the Ashes, they decided to replace him. I thought it was a little bit harsh because he had a good start to his career. He actually used to play cricket at East Coast Bays over here when he was a kid.
Really?
Matt Renshaw. Yeah, his parents came from UK, and they settled in New Zealand, and then decided they could probably make more money in Australia, and then gapped it within. Young Renshaw played here for a couple of years, and then went to Australia.
Jeez.
Yeah, for more sunshine, I assume. I think he's from up north. But you never know. So, yeah, I mean...
Thanks for that, Jim.
That's all right. Fourth test, though. Going to be a bit of a dud by the looks of things, isn't it? What's going to happen? They don't even want to play.
No, they don't know. There's a report came out yesterday that the Aussie dudes just wanted to go home as well, the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But
it's just such a beat-up for me, eh? But I don't know. Mate, that's my opinion. Some people think it's just, it was like... Steve Smith's worse than Hitler, and the way he was brought out, he's paraded, by the police that are being paraded by, like he was Pablo Escobar at the airport when he was leaving. I mean, that's got to shatter your confidence, doesn't it, to a certain extent?
yeah, and he was really just...
he's not getting extra peanuts on the flight either. He's probably been bumped down to economy class as well.
Yeah, poor dude. No, he's not a poor guy. He knows what happened.
That's right. Davey doesn't need the leg room, so he'll be right in economy. Unlike you, Mark. That'd be no fun for someone of your height.
I've only ever flown economy as well.
That's right.
So it's quite brutal.
Brutal times. Yeah, but as I said, he's been paraded out. There's, and some of the vitriol and hate that's coming out about him. I mean, I know it. I know Steve Smith gets up people's nose, and Dave Warner certainly does, obviously. But it was like he'd shot Cecil the Lion or something. Do you know? Such was the outrage and hatred. I saw Jacinda Ardern even had a word.
Oh no!
Had some chat for him.
Oh shit!
Nice chat, Jacinda.
What'd you have to say?
Oh, it was just against something about sportsmanship or something. It's like we don't think that's fair or something. Fair play or.
What about the time when New Zealand get caught doing something bad and we've just because we're on this pedestal in cricket now.
Well,
everyone loves us.
Thanks to a certain all-rounder.
Look what Buff just said.
Yeah, I know.
Let's try and be like New Zealand.
I think, we do our cheating off the field, to be perfectly honest. It's probably...
but they weren't playing at the time. Was Kenty playing back then? Like when he was doing... Like when all the fixing and stuff came down?
Yeah, I think he probably was playing. Yeah.
No, but I thought he was just telling Lee Vincent and who else?
Nah, yeah, that's the official line, Mark. But we'll say no more. He was found not guilty. What else can we say about it? But then again, OJ got away with it as well, didn't he?
How'd that turn out for him?
Yeah, pretty well. So,
a lot, actually. David Bain got left out.
David Bain, yes.
We're losing our track here on the Honey Badger Cricket Podcast. Sorry about that.
It's been a big afternoon, a long afternoon. So anyway, they've all gone home. The Big Show and Renshaw and somebody else has been flown over. Fill a gap, and the fourth test is going to feel like a funeral, probably, isn't it? Not that we could just see it here on Sky TV in New Zealand. I have to legally stream it through an unnamed site just to get coverage, which is a little bit disappointing considering how much we pay. Is that your phone going?
Yep.
Professional as always.
Someone from bloody London's calling.
Oh, it'll be a hacker.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that sort of thing.
Nigerian prince, perhaps. Looking forward to the New Zealand-England game, second and final test, finally, of the summer, the world's longest summer, particularly if you're English.
They must just be homesick, eh?
Well, I think I said in the last episode or one before, they played their first game against WA or in WA on the 4th of November.
Yeah.
Now, that is a long tour. It's not like they came by steamboat or something.
But in fairness, some of them have gone home.
Some of them go home.
Like Stewie and Jimmy went. Joe Root, that poor bugger.
Yeah.
He's played in everything.
I mean, if you're playing all three, like Mo and Ali's probably been here.
Yeah, Woke's played all three as well.
And shit, that's a long tour. November 4 to basically, I think the test ends on the 3rd of April. So how long is that? 6 months, is it? 5 months? I don't know.
Yeah. We're not
really good at maths.
very good at math here at Honey Badger Cricket Podcast.
Brutal. But the Black Caps are up 1-0, as everyone knows, after the humiliation, England's humiliation, getting rolled for 58 at Eden Park. No one's really sure how that happened still.
Maybe they should check everyone's pockets.
Maybe they should.
Right, actually, the ball didn't get old
We
enough.
didn't get time.
Yeah.
We didn't get time to rough the ball
No,
up. That
that's
was part of
fair
the
enough.
issue.
Sorry for Trent Bowles.
Sorry,
taking it
dragging-
Saudi, yeah.
Trenty through the mud there.
Sorry.
That's
well,
all right.
Trenty abused me one night in town, eh?
Did he?
I've never really
What
been
did he
a fan.
say to you?
He said...
Lanky piece of shit.
No.
Is that what he said? What did he say?
No, I was with the boys. This was like 6-7 years ago,
Yeah.
and he said something about One Direction was here or something, because we might have been dressed similar.
But you're literally like a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Didn't you just squash that chat?
No. You know I'm loving hugs.
Yeah.
Loving hugs.
And he is a king.
He wasn't back then, but
Wasn't
yeah.
a king then.
Wow, because Kano's quite often seen in the Bay.
Yeah.
So he is a king.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I don't know if Trenty's a king yet.
Todd Astle has done something after bowling, I don't know, not many overs and not really batting much. Somehow managed to injure himself, and
He's just known for taking those last 3 wickets, eh?
he gets injured a lot. His career's been very stop-start. He'll get a game, bowl like shit and get dropped, or across all 3 formats as well.
He is a stalwart in all 3. It's good to...
He just needs some traction. He needs a bunch of games in a row because really no one knows how good he is. I hear a lot of noise about his ability out of first-class cricket. And his record seems to back that up as well. But I think at the highest level, you obviously need consistency because he's a leggy bowling in New Zealand, so he's not going to rip through sides for a start. Because Bolty and Southey and Wagner have already done the job.
Did you know the Sky Sports commentators throughout the day-night test changed his name halfway through?
To Wagner?
Yeah, it was Wagner for 3 days. Well, 1.5 really, because there was so much rain.
Yeah.
And then it was just in the last two evening sessions, he was Wagner.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wagner, I think it is. Ride the Valkyrie. He sort of looks like we'll go no more with that, but everyone knows what we're getting at. All right, so hopefully New Zealand can end the summer. When I say summer, it's sort of halfway to winter already, but we're still playing on a high. And England might just be bedraggled, but obviously they want to take something out of this tour because they've lost 5 tests now, and they've 4 + 1. Yeah, 5 tests. They did okay in the short form, but who cares?
Yeah, what have they won? 2 ODI series.
Yeah, that's it.
And got pumped. Did they win the 2020? Oh no, they played us. Yeah,
Australia pumped us.
Yeah,
That's how long this season's been. No one can even remember what's happened.
Yeah.
But that's okay. What's DJ Bravo been up to in the past 2 days since we had last report on him?
Still nothing from DJ Bravo.
Still
No
nothing.
games. Is probably on this bender.
Has he responded to our emails?
Not yet, but we are hoping to get DJ Bravo on because he's our hero. To
Yep.
be fair, he's a champion.
Well, we build the show around him.
Yeah,
don't
we do. But we're huge Chennai Super Kings fans for the season for him. But again, still no change. The 8th of March, he will play his first game. So
Do you mean April?
April, far out.
See, you're not on the ball.
It's
today,
been a long Thursday.
It has been a long Thursday, and it's Easter.
Yes,
Any plans for Easter? Watching the Test match?
Yeah,
I suppose.
pretty much.
Yeah, couple of stimulants.
Oh, fizzy drink or 2.
Yep,
Yeah,
something to
You
do.
got to treat yourself, eh?
We do. And predictions for that test. There's going to be a lot more runs because it's in Christchurch, I suspect. They got those big boundaries there. Harvey Nichols might get another score.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah,
But it's his home track. You don't
he
think
won't.
so?
I don't think he'll back it up, eh?
England can't be that shite again. I suspect they're going to leave out Moeen Ali for probably Liam Livingstone because they need strength. They need the batting strength. I mean, they could just go straight for Jack Leach, the left-arm orthodox. But yeah, it depends. If they want 7 batsmen, or if they want their top 6 just to do the job and then concentrate on bowling New Zealand out twice.
Do you know what the worst thing about Moeen Ali this summer?
For
the whole side,
can I guess?
Yeah.
Making no runs and taking no wickets.
Yeah, he's never found form.
Yeah.
It's the longest summer in history.
Yeah.
And he's like they've stuck with him too. They haven't dropped him. It's been 6 months of terrible
It's almost like
cricket.
they couldn't be bothered sending anyone else from home or something.
They even tried to bring out the Crane man.
Yeah.
And
Mason Crane.
Mason Crane I don't know if it's possible, but he did worse than Molinelli. Did
Mace-
Molinelli, wasn't his average 140 for the Ashes?
Not with the bat, it wasn't.
No, with the ball.
Yeah, I know.
No, that was a certain Steve Smith. That was when he was
Smith.
on top of Everest.
It was, yeah.
And now Sured and Tenzing have just knocked him off.
He wouldn't be on top of Mount Eden at this stage,
No.
would he?
He'd be in the crater.
He would. He'd be in the credit. It's been a sad week for Steve Smith.
Do you think this will tarnish his...
How could it not? You mean his legacy?
yeah,
How could it not?
like he'll never be captain again? I think that's...
He might be.
Oh, it's a 2-year ban
He
for
probably
that.
wouldn't want to be, though, is probably the other thing.
But do you think he still will... Well, he only really
But
sees...
honestly, it's like he... To me, I still think it's a bit overkill. I don't want to keep harping back to that, but he didn't run over anyone's dog. He didn't steal anyone's wife. He didn't declare...
Gary.
He didn't... Yeah, unlike Gary. Yeah.
And he's still treated like a king.
Yeah. He didn't invade Poland. So really, what's he done?
Well, he just kind of
Like
knew
everyone does it to an extent. I mean, as I was talking about before, in 1990 and so forth, and when they're in Pakistan and the two Ws were getting it swinging around corners. But I remember Chris Pringle saying that he tried it and Willie Watson tried it as well, and Willie got 6 wickets or something, and Pringle got 8 wickets, I think. Obviously in separate innings. It wasn't a 14-inning wicket game.
It was one of those weird ones in Hamilton.
Yeah, exactly. One of those warm-up matches.
Where 18 people bat.
Like, we had 267 for 17.
That was so weird, eh?
I know. I was very confused. Yeah, so, I mean, we've done it before. I think those guys use a bottle top, and they've acknowledged it quite readily. Because they said, they were of the opinion, I mean, fuck it, the Pakistani guys are doing it, so why can't we do it? And they're not getting caught for it.
Yeah, but like back then there wasn't the TV cameras.
Well, there wasn't
everywhere
the camera. And also the outrage culture that we have now. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's outraged and wants to put the boot into everyone, you know. As I said, what's he really done, right? You know? Guys have done a lot worse, put it that way. And it's not, and altering, there's a fine line. I know this as an umpire because we have to inspect the ball after each wicket or whenever we feel like it. I mean, usually there's not much to look at. And you can tell if it's been, I've only had one occasion probably that you could tell it's been artificially altered.
How's it? What were they doing?
We don't know what they were doing, but it certainly looked like it'd been rubbed against concrete or something like that.
Oh, shit.
But it was at a certain Auckland club, which is very close to a main road, and the boundaries are very short, like really short.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Cornwall Park number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
I'm not talking about. We'll
That's
get
not
to
really
that.
close to the road though.
No, exactly. I'm not talking about there. So we're thinking the ball could have, skid against the road and so forth and rough things up. But so with nothing conclusive, there's not a lot you can do about it. But yeah, interesting times. I suppose the one saving grace for Australia is that it's the last test of the series.
Do they stay over there for 1 day or?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we should probably know that.
Yeah, we should, but we don't really know anything. Well, it's not we don't know anything, we just never get around to researching anything, because everything we do at Honey Badger Cricket is sort of in the now, man. We live in the now, get things done. Check out honeybadgercricket.com for all your cricket equipment needs. We're in the process of updating the website, so a couple of things functionality might be affected in the next month or so. If you are looking for equipment, just email us at sales@honeybadgercricket.com. We're working on some new designs at the moment, which we're going to post through social media channels and get some feedback from you guys what designs you like best, because we don't want to get a whole bunch of designs that we think are dope and you think is whack.
Why would you use those 2 words, man?
Because I'm old, man, and I'm trying to be down with the kids, you see. But we got bags coming, we got caps coming, obviously new bats, pads, gloves, all that sort of stuff. Looking at a few other things as well. So, yeah, we appreciate your feedback, and if you do have any, come through the Facebook page or email us direct and let us know. You got anything else for us, Mark?
Oh, we should let the fans know that we've raised the bet for the first time.
Yes, 50 listeners.
Yeah, 50 listeners last
50
podcast.
listeners.
So thank you very much to everyone there. We're raising the bet right now. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hopefully many more to come, and maybe a ton. Who knows?
A lot of it came on the back of a video I posted actually from TV3 over in New Zealand about one of the reporters used a reference to Trent Bolt was being in the pink and England were in the stink. And I don't think the poor girl actually knew what she was talking
Was it
about.
Nikki Starks?
It was, yeah. Yeah. And she, I don't think she knew what I mean. And actually ended up getting about 14,000 views. So,
Really?
Yeah, it was shitloads. So, it's good to hear it all. Good to see you guys are all listening and watching. And we're trying to make a movement here at Honey Badger Cricket, not just a site that sells equipment, because everyone does that. Cool designs coupled with bit of media and obviously these irreverent podcasts that we've been doing as well. So thanks for that. And we're going to go out with a bit more. What are we this week? A bit more DJ Bravo?
Yeah, we've only got Champion ready. So
yeah, okay, we'll have to have Champion again. And we'll see you in a few days.
We have to leave them for bad some ball. We love soccer and dancehall. We love cricket and football. From a dance in a my name we call champion, champion. Every trainee and every yard man. Champion, champion. Every Vinci and every Bajan. Champion, champion. Every trainee and every yard man. Champion, champion. Beanie a champion, bounty a champion.